2.5 meters long when they're fully grown. They have round eyes on top of their head, whereas crocodiles have small eyes on the sides of the head. You can almost never see the teeth of a caiman, but if you can, they'll have an underbite. You can almost always see the teeth of a crocodile. Different animals inside of this enclosure. Can some of you spot something that looks like a giant guinea pig? Oh, yeah. A giant what? Normally we have a lot of agoutis in here. Some of you know what that is. Yeah. Like these giant rodent things. Or small rodents, but giant.
Okay. That is not a agouti. Oh, this sounds so cute.
He's showing himself right now. This one down here in the bottom is Gnocchi, and he's the youngest one in this group. My personal favorite shot is gonna be Curry right here. I feel like he kind of has his Donald Trump hair, which I'm crazy about, like the giant blonde wig on the top of his head. I love that. So I know we're looking at sluts, which means you don't have to listen to me. I'm just gonna speak in the background. It's better for everyone like that. So I do just want to start with a question. In Costa Rica, we have two different kinds of sluts. We have the two-toed and the three-toed slut. Does anyone of you know which kinds these are?
Three-toed? Two-toed.
They are the two-toed sluts, exactly. And it's also a trick question, because true, they are going to be having 3 toes. Yeah. It's been mistranslated from Spanish to English, and they're supposed to be called the two-fingered slut. So they have 3 toes and 2 fingers, and the other ones will have 3 and 3. So the two-toed is the two-fingered, and the three-toed is the three-fingered, and that's what I'm going to call them. It's a bit more correct. The visual difference between them is that the two-fingered are going to be more brownish in their colors. They kind of have a pig snout. A lot of people say they look like Chewbacca, and it's also the ones that I don't understand this. But when a slut relaxes its hands, it closes. When we relax our hands, we kind of have this semi-claw thing going on, but they close. That's why they're so good at hanging upside down. But that also means if a slut is to get a grip on my wrist, even a hold on my shirt, it is going to be nearly impossible for me to get that grip open again. Which is why same sluts broke the figure of my other colleague. When it closed its nails around her finger, and the more you pull, the more it tightens. And also, it's actually not nails or claws, even though I am going to call it nails because it's easier. It's a part of their bone structure that continue out of their hands and their feet. That means if they ought to start with me. Yes. Because I love when people come in and they're like, oh, they're not that slow. They're actually not that slow. They are slow. The three-fingered slut is the one that is more gray in its colors. It has a bright orange pattern on the back if it's a male, and a white pattern if it's a female. They are the one with the hairstyle, the bangs, and the little So both sluts, the sluts separated about 35 million years ago. They share the same species of family, but it actually means humans are closer related to baboons than the two different sluts are to each other. Something that they share is that they're a highly delicate animal to work with. They do not survive well in captivity, not even rescue centers. That's why we don't have physical contact with our sluts. If we have to grab them because something happened, we use blankets, like a volunteer has. And when we take them inside, because they sleep in an inside night enclosure, we put them in baskets and we carry them around in baskets. We never want to touch them directly. The three-fingered slut is going to be a little bit more stressed, and it don't survive well if you have too much noise or interaction going on in front of it. So we're not going to be seeing any three-fingered sluts today. All of them sleeps upstairs in Inca's house, and we don't take them out here for exercise. This is exercise. Which is very funny because normally they would all sleep in a puddle in the ground right now. So I also want to explain how the sluts get here. All the sluts we're looking at right now were either orphaned or abandoned. And I'm going to show you a lot of sluts today. Because we have slut kindergarten, slut primary school, slut high school, and after that it is time for graduation. And right now we're looking at kindergarten. So these are the youngest ones. We do have some that didn't even go to school yet, that we will see in our video review. But all of the sluts that we have in our school program can be either because they're orphaned or abandoned.
In kindergarten.
The first reason for that, and the biggest reason with all of our animals here in Costa Rica, is going to be due to electrocutions. A lot of the power lines are not insulated, and these guys live in the canopy. So mom slut will crawl through the canopy, she clings onto a power line, will die from this electrocution, but the baby in the stomach can survive. Yeah?
It can only die if it's holding two. It can only die if it's holding 2 power lines, or can it only not die by holding 1 power line.
It can also die from holding just 1 power line. It's because a lot of the electricity here in Costa Rica are not very secured. So yeah, unfortunately. It's actually a big problem with all of our animals here. The next reason is because of deforestation, so the canopies are not connecting anymore. if mom sloth has to go to another tree, she'll have to come on the ground first. When a sloth is on the ground, they cannot, like a stepmother of an aguri. I don't really understand.
Yung isa, gusto din niya sumali.
So probably some of you have also seen that they have nail polish on. That's as a color code thing again, just to make sure that everyone knows the differences. One is bleeding, having diarrhea, something like that. Myself was actually the one that gave them the nail polish about a week ago. You would think that a sloth doesn't move that much until you try to give them nail polish on, and then it's all over the place. And yeah.
What's that? Black stuff?
That's some kind of flower. I don't know what they're called, but they used to be pink.
I'm curious now.
Don't know what happened. So
Ilan na
there's a
sila
lot
dyan?
of
Apat na
questions
sila
about
dyan?
sloths today that I will not be able to answer. There's not been done a lot of research about sloths. For example, we have no idea how old a sloth can become. No one has ever followed a sloth and burst to death. There's a 50-year-old sloth in Germany that's in a zoo, which means it definitely gives us the best idea. We do not know what's inside of sloth's milk, and that's a big problem for us as a rescue center.
I was able
Mom
to
sloths
take a
produce
picture
milk
of
by
it.
demand, so when baby goes to nibble, to produce it drop by drop. Howler monkey. Are some of you Batman fans? Have you heard about Harvey Dent's Scarface? When Harvey came to us, his jaw from the nose and down was completely detached from his face. It was like dangling to one of the sides. We had to hold it together with a little piece of tape in the beginning. Our veterinarian here in the center is incredible. He did a microsurgery and put a little pin up in this little tiny face and reattached the jaw completely. And if I hadn't told you, you wouldn't really be able to see. You can see his face is a little bit crooked down here to the side, but that's the only problem. He has healed up completely super fine and well. And so yeah, his name is Harvey because of Scarface. I don't really know who did that. It's basically about the boa constrictor. They cannot eat the human being, I promise you. As when so far as their specialist, a baby, no, our bone structure is going to be too fine. So yeah, the boa. The next ones we're going to look at are two different kinds of eyelash pet vipers. Try to take a look.
Ano na, parang may eyelashes.
Oo. Alam mo yun sa palabas.
That looks very comfortable. What?
Wild sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have any issues on these ones. I've actually recently learned that, of course, they do this for scratching as well as with the nails, but most mammals are going to be licking themselves to clean themselves up. Sloths don't do that. They use their nails as... We're not sure if we're going to be able to release her. It happened when she was a baby, so hopefully it means that she's going to be able to crawl. She's the one on top of the house. You can see her right over here. Up there. But hopefully it's going to mean that she learns how to climb as she should. If she finds herself in a situation that she can't come out of, the other one jumps over to her, she climbs on their back, and then they jump over.
Oh, wow.
But these are going to be the
That's
ones that you
crazy,
haven't
by
seen.
though.
Some of you meet these ones in the wild. But they're being a little bit rude to you. That's very lucky. These ones are famous for being the thieves of Costa Rica. I've never been to Manila, I'm telling you myself. But everyone, every time I meet someone that's been there, they always tell me the same story. And I don't understand if the monkeys like have a monthly tactic meeting. What's going on? What happens is that they'll be walking down the national park on the path by itself. A monkey jumps down in front of them, sits there, kind of poses. You take out your camera because what a unique experience. And what you don't know is that the rest of the group is behind you, opening your backpack and stealing all of your food. And I hear this all of the time. A man told me that they stole his cigar, which I do not feel like is the best thing in the world. A lady told me the other day that they stole her husband's wallet and then bit his credit card into pieces, and he was like running around trying to get some for insurance. Another family told me that they stole their sandwiches. Here in this Salamanca area, the next city from here is called Manzanillo. They have something called the ARA project, which is basically an artificial nesting project for all of these great green macaws. They're almost extinct, and the only place that they're left is kind of the South Caribbean side of Costa Rica, so right here. So he was a part of this nesting project. He's only about 8 months old now, so he was actually born in this nesting project. Unfortunately, he broke both of his collarbones, so he can't fly anymore. So this our project that we work together with sent him down here, and they know that we're going to use all of our time making sure he has the best retirement. Soon, we are going to send them all to Kawita National Park, a very nearby national park, where we're going to be putting them on in collar trackers. We normally do not track our animals, so this is going to be super, super exciting for us. We always give them like a chip so that if they come back, we can see if they've been here before. And a little bit stupid thing happened. It's like a car alarm. He likes to do that early in the morning. I'm not a big fan of Sol. He can say all the noises of the world and very white one. He's not albino, but he's definitely more white than sloths normally will be. And we actually have National Geographic out here taking a lot of pictures of him. If you look inside this little enclosure right over here,